Oh, hello there. I'm glad you made it. As you probably already know, my name is Matthew Williams. I also happen to represent the country of Canada. It's an interesting position, to say the least. I was brought up by friends in England, as well as my native people, and they really shaped me as a young nation early on. Of course, because I'm largely made up of people who come from all parts of the world, my identity as a whole has been formed by so many wonderful people, but enough about me, you already know all of that. However, as you'll probably find out, these points are important to make early on. This is my home, and I'm pleased to show you around. I must warn you though, my house is filled with very interesting and dynamic people. We don't always get along, but we try. Anyways, as much as I'm a relatively young country, since Confederation only officially passed in 1967, even though it was a few years in the making, I've been around before that, obviously, in one shape, size, or format.
Labrador, wait! Labrador! Come back! I need to be boots. I didn't know we had guests. Sorry about that. I was trying to get ready, but then the Labrador stole my boot. Don't mind me. Silly dog. Didn't even want to get brushed. Can't say I didn't try.
That's alright. As long as you're ready, that's all that matters. And you really don't need your boots for this.
Maybe not. These are new boots. And I swear, if this dog eats up one more pair of my boots, I don't know what I'll do. It's the 5th pair this month. Why can't I go after one of girls' boots? I'm sure those would be better.
Alright. Just be ready on time and...
And no boots. I know.
That was Benjamin, a Labrador. Benjamin is my easternmost province. He represents Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Labrador. They ran out of originality for the poor dog's name apparently. There's a long story behind the ownership of Labrador as well, but we'll keep that for another time. As you have noticed, myself and many of my people live inside mother homes. Few of us live in igloos. The living in an igloo thing is a myth. Sure, there are some who actually do, and it's part of the culture and heritage of some native communities. But let's face it, many Canadians actually live in areas where it gets warm in the summer. And I mean above freezing temperatures. The igloo will not survive, let's be serious.
Oh, Matthew, hi!
Joel?
Don't mind me, I'm just making myself some grub. Hodgepodge?
No thanks, not right now. It's still too early for me.
You're a loss. If you see Marie, let her know I'm almost done, alright?
Sure, just try not to burn anything. We only have one kitchen. Joel is a very happy-go-lucky type of person. He has his moments, but he's a good man. He represents the province of Nova Scotia, and he's part of the founding 4 provinces who helped with Confederation. As much as he joined, there were many years where a rather large majority of his people wanted to opt out, but I'm glad he didn't. The family wouldn't be the same without him. Marie, who he mentioned, is also another of the original members. She also happens to be the only woman of the original group. It could be debated that there was a 5th member, but the original plans got scrapped and changed to only include Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Ontario, and Quebec. Ontario and Quebec were together back then and they formed the province of Canada. I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away again. The point of all this rambling is that Marie and Joel are close. They've had a common history and...
You called?
Oh no, sorry dear, I wasn't, but Joel is looking for you.
Oh, what did he want?
He was busy in the kitchen, preparing food. He should be getting ready himself though.
Really? He was supposed to wait for me. If he thinks he can just do whatever he wants in that kitchen, he's wrong. He promised to use my potatoes this time, and I bet you he didn't. Please don't tell Honey we were supposed to use hers. It was supposed to be a collaborative meal, but... impossible. Joel!
Marie will never change. She's a high-spirited girl. She looks a little shy at times, but once you get to know her, she has a fiery personality. She represents New Brunswick, Now, it's important not to confuse her and Joel together. In English, it's easier since their provincial names start with New and Nova. But in French, New Brunswick is Nouveau Brunswick, and Nova Scotia is Nouvelle Écosse. If you know your French, you know that Nouveau is masculine and Nouvelle is feminine. I'll let that sink in for a moment. Also, Marie is the only province whose official languages are both English and French, which are the two official languages of the country. That's another long story as well. Annie, I didn't see you there. Have you been there all this time?
More or less. I didn't want to bother you. You seemed busy.
Not really. Everyone seems to be, though. Mind if I sit?
Go right ahead. Ice cream? You look like you need some.
Thanks. I fear it'll turn out to be one of those days.
Don't worry. I'm sure the others will cooperate.
We'll see. I'll check up on the others. They're being entirely too quiet.
Good luck.
That was Annie. As you may have guessed, she's Prince Edward Island. She's that fifth member of Confederation I mentioned earlier. See, originally, the plans were to include her, since the Maritimes wanted to create a union of their own, but then, somehow or other, she was removed from the plans, and was kept to the other four only. The irony of all of this is that the whole thing happened at her place. Another long story.
I seem to be full of those, sorry. My house, as you probably noticed, is very busy and I... Ugh! Ah, ben mon petit maudit! If I told him once, I've told him a million times! Jean!
Must I have to repeat myself again? No smoking in the house.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais ici? T'as jamais entendu parler du principe de cogner avant d'entrer? Crime Papa me demande pourquoi je veux m'en aller d'ici. Rester qu'on peut rien faire en paix.
Just put that cigarette out and get ready. If you really have to smoke, go outside. It's not that complicated.
Je suis dehors.
Your whole body has to be outside. Forget it. Just get dressed. My proverbial Kyle's heel. That was Quebec. He's as French as he come and damn proud of it too. His quest for independence has come too close for comfort, as much as he defines part of the country, he can also be a pain to others who rather see him gone for good. I'd rather not go there. This is meant to be a happy day. If anything, he has a great sense of pride in his people, language and culture. Some would like to argue that without him, French would not be the second official language. Of course, he isn't the only one with a French population, but he is the one with the largest one. The relationship between him and the others has been strained and tense, at times, for obvious reasons, but I believe we can still work things out. Oh, sorry, Oliver, I didn't know you were here. Didn't mean to intrude. Are you ready?
What do you think? It doesn't take forever to get ready.
Well, I just thought maybe you'd like to change it to something different.
No, this is fine. It's a casual thing. There's no point in going overboard. I have better things to do than carefully manicure my appearance, unlike others who waste their time in front of the mirror when it's all for naught, since it does nothing to improve their looks. They think it does, but let's be honest, it's useless. So many different things could be done instead.
Alright, I'll call you down when it's time then. Just stay here.
Where else would I go?
You can't hold it against Oliver. If he's a little cold at times, he's not always like that, but he has a lot on his plate, sometimes by my own fault. Events have made it that he now has the financial capital as well as the country's capital. The second comes with being Ontario, the first comes with another long story. It gives him a lot of work, but it brings him a lot of backlash from the others when the proverbial shit hits the fan. He ends up getting the short end of the stick, more often than not. He is the last member of the original four. Some might argue that he and Jean helped build or create the country to some extent. There was even a time, back in the 19th century, when they had to live together. It seems that some take the words Act of Union quite literally. They only had to do it for 27 years, but it made things interesting for them. Jean likes to say that whatever happened in that house stayed in that house, and Oliver agrees with him. Everyone else has their speculations. Some might be closer to the truth than others. Again, another long story. You might think that everything is pretty bleak at my place with all of these sadder stories, but I promise there are a lot of happy stories as well. My history has its good moments as well as its bad ones, like with every country really, but we are a peaceful nation, and we all get along. Most of the time.
For the last time! Give me back my hat! I need it for this stupid thing!
Aw, come on, Ellen. Quit hiding behind the hat. It's 15 degrees outside. You don't need a hat.
Never said I was gonna wear it. You just assumed I would.
Sure, that's what you said last time, and a whole lot of good that did. Here, Ralph, catch.
And more importantly, how come Ralph gets to wear his stupid hat and I don't? If anything, he's worse than I am. Why are you stealing his hat, Owen?
Hey, leave me out of this. Plus, my hat is stylish, whether or not you guys are sophisticated enough to realize it. What? Why are you guys laughing? This isn't funny.
Oh, Ralph, you can be so simple-minded sometimes.
You mean always.
When did this become everyone gangs up on Ralph? I thought this was let's torment Dylan and his stupid hat.
Shut up, Ralph.
You're both ridiculous.
Says the one who doesn't want to get rid of his hat.
Like you're any better.
You know I am.
Oh, why don't you?
Boys, please, no fighting in the house. You have 5 more minutes to get ready. Ralph, no hats. Aelin, same thing. Owen, leave them alone.
Those were the priority promises. Aelin, Manitoba, Owen, Saskatchewan, and Ralph, Alberta. The 3 of them are pretty close at times, and they get into a lot of mischief together. Aelin and Oliver have had their issues in the past, and Ralph and Owen joined the country at the same time. Ralph has been getting more and more attention over the past few decades, and many people are developing his lands to make their fortune. Aelin's Métis population really set him apart from the other provinces, and his French, as well as his native and Métis populations are still quite important to him and his heritage. I won't even tell you that there is a long story attached behind that. I think you're starting to get the point. I'm almost done getting the troops. I hope you're not too bored.
Where's everyone else?
Getting ready. You can go downstairs with Annie, if you want, or you can take care of Labrador. I'm sure Ben wouldn't mind.
Nah, I'll pass. Not my responsibility. I think I'll wait outside.
Try not to get dirty.
It's only dirt, not the end of the world.
I agree, but I'd like all of us to look presentable for this.
But we've already done this before. Why again?
Because this is for a new thing. Please, just wait outside, but don't climb a tree or dig a hole to China or something. That's all I'm asking.
Fine. Plus, the hole wouldn't work anyways.
It was thanks to the railroad that I was able to expand the country to British Columbia. From there, I was able to attract people to settle along the train stations in the prairies and slowly developed an actual full country. See, Victoria was always a little isolated from the rest of the eastern group, and there was a threat at some point that Alfred, my brother, the United States of America, would swoop in and claim the prairies for his own, since I hadn't put a real claim on the land. Well, I wanted none of that to happen. Alfred had enough land, so by making the railroad, I made sure the land was mine, where it belonged. The goal was also to better integrate Victoria to the family, and that didn't work out as well as it could have, but at least I didn't lose her, and all things considered, it could have been worse. Now, we're only missing 3 more people, and we're set. If I could only find them.
Here we go. Girls?
Yes?
Just making sure you're doing well.
Not to worry, we're just about ready.
Is Nanook with you?
Yes, we helped her get ready.
Thank you.
We have everything under control, as you can see. You can count on us.
Do I look pretty in my dress?
You look beautiful, darling.
Cymbeline did my hair, and Kate helped me pick my clothes. but I put them on all by myself, like a big girl.
And a splendid job you did. You look lovely. You all do.
How much time do we have left?
Not much. Once you're done, you can head downstairs. Some of the elders are already there.
Very well. We'll finish up and head down.
My 3 special girls. They're different from the rest of the family. For starters, they are not provinces but territories. What's the difference? Well, provinces get their power and authority from that famous Constitution Act, whereas the territories get their powers from the federal government. In a nutshell. There's more to it, but as the saying goes, it's a long story. These 3 are also much more in tune with their native communities and heritage. Kate prides herself with being a territory, although she has often flirted with the idea of becoming a province herself. Ultimately, she takes high pride of being a territory, and she stayed one. As for Cymbeline, she's been there since the beginning as well. At first, she wasn't part of the country since, well, there wasn't even a country, but over the years, her land has been shared with others. The Nook's land came directly from hers. The people there felt they would be better off having full custody of their own land, and now, the Nook has the biggest amount of land of all 13 of them. The Nook is also the last member of the family to join us, in 1999. People thought it was an April Fool joke, but it wasn't. Well, those are my 13. I guess it's time now. Guys, come on down! Guys, come on! The sooner you get here, the sooner you can do something else. Or else I'm blasting Celine Dion and Justin Bieber remixes. Alright, listen up guys, you know the drill. No pushing, no bunny ears, everyone smile, pretend you know each other and try to look happy. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, Sean, put that cigarette away. Okay, no, Benjamin, hold on to Labrador. Ralph, for the love of... Oh, never mind. 3, everyone say Maple.
Maple!
Well, that's a wrap. This is my little family, and welcome to it. I hope we can all get along, and that you'll get to know my crowd. Until next time!